What are some harsh truths about love and attraction? Closure doesn't make feelings disappear. Yeah, closure is more about what you stop doing, not about what you stop feeling. In a way, yes, but there are actually ways to divert your feelings. It's sort of like diverting a river or a channel of water. It requires hard work, but you can build water systems and dams within years if you're determined to do so. When it pours down, you can't control it. But hey, it won't rain every day. This sounds like something Uncle Ira would say. That's one of the biggest incidental compliments I've gotten on here, haha. I'm glad to hear that. From my experience, breaking up is always harder than I thought it would be. Especially when there's not a super concrete reason for the breakup. Oh, you threw a toaster at my head? Easy breakup. You're slowly ripping my soul out, and you're incredibly boring to be around, and I have a mild panic attack every time I see I got a text from you. Hard breakup. My last one was I'm not good enough for you, and I need to work on myself before getting into something serious, because I just want you to be happy. Like, okay, I was literally happy with you before you said that, but do your thing. Dude, this literally just happened to me less than a month ago. It sucks. Dog, we point through it at the same time, lol. Love doesn't mean that you will always agree with each other and will never have an argument. And an argument does not mean it's a bad relationship. It depends on how they react to the argument. Do they talk through it calmly and try to find a solution? Or do they yell at each other until one of them leaves? In fact, if there's never an argument, as happened in my last relationship, it generally means that one person is being walked all over or doesn't care about anything. I spent a good few years getting my partner to actually voice her opinion. Even if you don't have an opinion on a matter, say that. The more you communicate, the better your relationship will be. I don't know where I heard the advice. Probably Reddit. But it was, the problem should never be you vs your partner. It should always be you and your partner vs the problem. Apostrophe. Yeah. I realize this now. But at the time I was with my ex, I didn't know how to set boundaries. And I didn't want a relationship like my parents with lots of fighting and violence. So I chose to not argue things, since I thought that would inevitably lead to the violence and anger. From 500 Days of Summer, just because she likes the same bizarro crap you do, doesn't mean she's your soulmate. Same interests compatibility. When I saw this as a young tween girl, my friends all thought poor Tom. Summer is such a bitch, because, come on, they obviously belong together. She led him on, and I remember arguing with them from the beginning. She said she wasn't looking for anything serious, that she didn't believe in love, and didn't want a boyfriend. I rewatched it when I was older and was so proud of young me for spotting that. I didn't pick up on all the subtleties of him idolizing her, and him thinking that once they were together she would change her mind. I didn't realize how much of an issue this is with people who think once they date me, they'll see how amazing I am and want to be with me forever, or how often you can be completely honest with someone and they will just choose not to hear you. Reminds me of a Don Draper quote. People tell us who they are, but we pretend not to hear them because we want them to be who we want them to be. Fuck, I think it's time for my annual Mad Men rewatch. That show is a masterpiece, Good luck, unless you have a box set on Blu-ray or DVD. It was taken off Netflix in June. Just because you love someone, there's absolutely no guarantee they'll ever love you back. The person you love and the person who loves you are very rarely, if ever, the same person. Chuck Palahniuk. If true love were common, it wouldn't be the subject of fairy tales. Edit to give the source of the quote. Also, thanks for the silver. Jesus, I just woke up. I don't wanna be depressed already. All I want is love and a waffle. Why not replace love with a second waffle? You'll always have doubts. It's inevitable. They say you can never truly know another person and what goes on in their minds. Even if you literally spend a lifetime with them, the mystery is what keeps things interesting. Until the moment you find out that they hoarded toilet paper in March/April 2020. In that case it is only a problem if you don't give a shit. Love is a choice you make every day. Don't follow the butterflies. Those will come and go. Find someone who you think will make a dependable and honest partner. Oh, and if you see crazy coming, cross the street. I don't care how hot they are or how good the sex is. I'm saving you heartache. Listen to me and learn from my pain. And I don't care who you are, you know when someone is not good for you. Listen to your gut. You're so much better off picking a partner because they will be a good partner than picking the one who makes you really excited but will be a terrible partner. Doesn't matter how hot and charming someone is, if they are going to shag all your friends and ruin your life. Better a 7/10 with a 9/10 personality than a 10/10 with a 2/10 personality. It sounds really cynical and cold, but people should really start making calculated decisions rather than emotional ones when it comes to partners. It's easier to love someone who's good to you than a charmer who treats you like shit. There is no perfect person for you. There is only someone who you can handle the flaws they have. Thank God there's not a perfect person out there for me. I'd never find them with all the billions of people in the world. Better to be able to find someone whose flaws you love as much as the rest of them and enjoy the ride together. Amen you, that's exactly what I think. Imagine how anxious and disappointing would be life if we literally had a perfect and flawless person waiting for us somewhere. For better or worse, richer or poorer, in sickness or in health, never happens how you planned life. Love is a daily decision to make your relationship more important than all the things that suck about life. Like a stock, mine's always in. No matter how intelligent or rational you are, usually it all goes out the window once you are attracted enough to someone. You will behave in irrational and downright stupid ways, do things you can't explain, and afterwards wonder what the hell you were thinking. I offered to do my crush's homework at work and questioned myself right there and then, like WTF. I wrote my crush's application to get into the best university in the country. Don't know her now. Oh wow. The things we do when we are crushing on people, lol. I'm still kind of proud. She was like, you know me pretty well, and she literally gave me her qualifications and I just bullshitted through her personality and sold her. Your partner isn't obligated to find you sexy by default just because you are with them. You could become a lazy fat slob, smelly, change your hairstyle, anything, they could still love you, but be turned off physically by you. Yep, loving you is not the same as wanting you. No one else can make me feel the colors that you bring. Sometimes even the kind of love that shakes you to the core, that becomes a part of who you are, still can't break the chains of circumstance. Requited yet unobtainable love is a potent flavor of heartbreak. Oh, this one is tough. Your partner is going to be attracted to other people, but as long as he/she respects you, you don't have to feel intimidated by this. Had a girl break up with me because I'm bi and was worried I was checking out guys, and it made her uncomfortable. She was looking at girls constantly telling me how hot they were, and I'd just agree, lol. Yeah, I've had people ask me if I'd go out with a bi person because aren't you worried they'd cheat on you or something. Doesn't make sense to me. If the person is faithful, they're faithful. Doesn't matter how big the pool is, right? I get the feeling these are the kind of people that would not allow their partner to have opposite sex friendships. So with a bi person they instead think that everyone is someone their partner could be cheating with. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. The saddest thing in a relationship that isn't outwardly awful/abusive is when someone dates another person because that person likes them. It's like telling yourself that you aren't good enough, so let's settle for this person. I've seen a lot of ruined friendships because one person mistook the attraction of being loved with actually being in love. I mean, I did this with my ex. I gave her a chance and ended up falling in love. In the end there were some incompatibilities that we couldn't work through and broke up, but we had a 2-year relationship and most of it I was in love and was nice. I mean, what is good enough? Just go to a couple of dates and see how you feel. I think maybe what you wanted to say is don't date someone out of pity. Edit. Oh, and never say I love you back without feeling it. That's a no-no. Yeah, I think it's fine to go out on dates with someone when you aren't sure. I'm like this. It takes me a while to figure out how I feel about someone. And so I don't start with a hell yes typically. I hate that people assume this means I'm sending mixed messages, when really it's that I genuinely don't know until I've got to know the person. For a lot of people, love isn't enough and attraction is necessary. Most of the time physical attractiveness is a prerequisite of romantic love. Despite the personality is more important than looks tropes. Personality is necessary for a relationship to last 20 years. Attraction is necessary for it to last 6 months. Your personality keeps your partner, but your looks start the relationship in 90% of the cases. Hard pill for me to swallow tonight. If it's not an enthusiastic hell yes, then it's a no. And I don't mean that just in a sexual way. Obviously if someone isn't excited about sexy times, then you absolutely need to stop. If someone says they want to hang out and blow you off for several hours, then it's a no. Hang out and blow you off for several hours, that'd be a yes for me. Phrasing. Sometimes love isn't enough, said one of my exes to me when she couldn't handle the addiction and varying bipolar episodes anymore. And it wasn't. I'm glad she got out. I was too much to handle before I got treatment. This whole true love myth really encourages abusive relationships and pushes people to stay in harmful situations. It takes a lot of maturity to forgive people for leaving us. I thought I needed my ex to be there to help me when I really needed to learn to be independent. It's painful how many people think that a romantic partner is the first or only step to solve their emotional problems. If you need a boyfriend or girlfriend to feel emotionally stable, you're not emotionally stable. Jesus. I've watched so many people around me not understand this concept and suffer for it. But no one wants to listen to me because I haven't been in a relationship. Like Jesus. Sue me for not wanting to hook up with some random person I don't like, i.e. lowering standards just so I'm more credible when mentioning my observations of the people around me. Sorry, that turned into a bit of a rant and I'm tired. But JFC people need to understand that a significant other doesn't fix a damn thing if you've got issues. Never chase after someone if they don't actively like and show interest in you. You cannot make them. No scheme, strategy or gesture will make them want you, and you cannot change yourself to make them want you. Fortunately you really, truly don't want to be with someone who doesn't like you just the way you are. Unfortunately this truth is impossible to believe or fully understand until you have met someone who likes you just the way you are. And that's how dating apps, expensive clothing brands, diet companies, and beauty supply stores stay in business. Never chase after someone. Hollywood's greatest sin is subliminally showing how this always works because these movies always have to have a good ending for the product to sell well. The problem isn't really Hollywood though. The chase doesn't happen in a vacuum. We're almost exclusively talking about an attractive and interesting man/woman where there's a good reason for the chase. It's too bad there aren't more sad ending movies though. I think the need for positive endings is highly exaggerated and comes down to lazy writing. You don't necessarily go to the movies to see someone else be happy. You go to the movies to feel, to experience, etc. 1. You are usually attracted by someone different from you. That feels new and exotic, but it's usually easier to respect and thus love someone who is more akin to you. 2. Attraction comes and goes, but routine is the enemy. 1. In long-term relationships and in marriage you need to actively swim against the current of routine. You will only bring yourself to do it if you love your partner and yourself, because it is a constant struggle. I can tell you put a lot of thought here. This resonates with me based on multiple experiences. Even though what you said is brief, it's actually dense. You'll probably not find that 10th significant other. I could make a whole list for a perfect girl, but realistically, she's maybe not out there. You don't know if she wants to be with you for the rest of your life. That's the scariest thing to me about love. You'll probably not find that 10th significant other. I'm married to a 10/10, but it's a 10/10 on my scale. Your scale may put her as a 6 or a 7, but on mine she's a perfect 10. The world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. Or what? This made me happy. Love may well be the port you're trying to dock in, but attraction is more likely to be a siren song than a lighthouse. And like most sailors, you're probably too desperate and a little stupid to tell the difference. Love may well be the port you're trying to dock in any port in a storm. Ramming speed. There will be inner doubts about your choice of partner, despite the fact that you love him/her. Sometimes you think, could I have done better? Thing is, the answer is statistically yes. Yes you could have. But there are 7 billion people out there, and time is limited. So you probably wouldn't have. And that's okay too. Your love is 1 in a million, you couldn't buy it at any price. But of the 9,999,000 other possible loves statistically, some of them would be equally nice. I'm just saying. I don't think you're special. Well, I mean, obviously I think you're special. But you fall within a bell curve. Two people falling in love like in the movies is possible, but completely accidental, and a lot of people will die never experiencing it. Hollywood movies have really done the culture a fucking disservice. It's just a fantasy that nearly everyone wants. You can still love someone, but no longer be in love with that someone. A backward slide from lover to friend. What do you do then? Listen to yourself. You know what to do. No, I don't, lol. You might fall in love with a person that you are not attracted to. You might forgive 1,000 shortcomings of a person you are attracted to. Both suck and both are great for their own reasons. Throw in age, or where you're at in life, and both are going to suck eventually. You might fall in love with a person that you are not attracted to. Hold on. That's possible. Yeah. If you hang around someone you're not attracted to, but connect with on a psychological level, you could catch feelings. Hold on, that's literally how it went for me. When it came to my first crush last year, I sort of read your comment as having feelings for someone, even though you see them as ugly. I sort of read your comment as having feelings for someone, even though you see them as ugly first. That wasn't my comment. Not that it matters, but I'm just another person who came in afterward. Second, that is possible. Ugly people do find love, and it's not unheard of for them to find it with someone who's attractive. Sometimes, but not always and not for everyone. Physical attraction isn't all that important to the feelings people feel. Typically, it's with someone they've known for a while that came to be attracted to their personality over time in spite of their physical appearance. Best case scenario, you both die at exactly the same time. Normal scenario, one of you dies first, leaving the other alone and heat broke. Worst case scenario, you split, leaving one or both of you heartbroken. It's a classic lose-lose-lose situation. So what you're saying is, we should both end our lives in a duel. Suicide pact time. And people say Hitler wasn't a romantic. There is always one partner that loves more, but it doesn't always have to be the same one. This is true. Love isn't linear. It has peaks and valleys. So the more in love partner could switch back and forth over the trajectory of the relationship. Honestly, if it doesn't, that's probably concerning. Either one party is way too intense or one is just not interested. If both people are invested in the relationship, the one that's more in love at any given moment isn't going to be consistent. Damn it, I think I've been too intense for a while now. You will never be 100% sure that your partner won't cheat on you, and there is nothing you can do to prevent it from happening. People will find a way to do what they want to do. Also, take it from me, if you find yourself going through their things or their phone, you all don't need to be together. Love is all you need, is a crock of shit. Love is important in a relationship, but people can love each other very much and make each other absolutely miserable. There's more to relationships than a feeling. Well, when the Beatles said it, they weren't referring to romantic love, more the general sense of acceptance, tolerance, appreciation and empathy for all things, which is not just bullshit. The English language is really inadequate trying to cover every single type of love with the one word. In Greek you had 4 different words for love, each meaning something different, which conveys the meanings a bit more eloquently. Orgies are not too much fun if no one wants to do it with you. Drive. Steed Brawl. Best advice on the thread. If you are new to Tattletale TV, please subscribe. We have new videos every day. Stay tuned for more coming up next.